Bonjour, bonjour à tous, bienvenue donc à bord du Paris. Nous allons donc remonter le cours de la Seine, en même temps remonter le cours de l'Isère. Since the Seine River is the nicest avenue of Paris. By the way, the comments are comme le Petit Palais de l'année 1900, et c'était une véritable prouesse technologique, enjambée pour la première fois la Seine avec une seule arche. This is here only for 2 weeks now. The idea is to evoke a cave and also to celebrate an anniversary. 40 years ago, another contemporary artist wrapped the new figures that stick your tongues out, can make faces. This new bridge had something very new, in fact. Unlike all the other bridges in Paris that were covered with buildings. Are you okay? So you're a optimistic team. My last boat, they didn't like it. So this happened. Maybe half melted when they had the last heat wave. De Paris, île entièrement artificielle, contrairement aux deux autres, 850 mètres de long, tout au You know that the Eiffel Tower was not supposed to last, right? It was supposed to be dismantled after 20 years.
와, 여기도 많네. 색깔별로 많네. 얼마야? 어이씨. 여기도 싸. 뭐? 그죠? 동전 있으니까 얼마 줘.
I love your outfit. It's so cool, like so 90s.
한두 번 오는 솜씨가 아니야. 너무 크다. 귀여워. 다 왔어요, 다 왔어. 끝.
It was a dream to experience.
샹젤리제. 지금은 11시 반. 저는 자기 전에 라면을 먹고 가도록 하겠습니다. 배가 너무 고파가지고. 저기 5번. 저거 같아. 이게 줄 서는 건가? 코스 요리네, 코스 요리. 일단 하나씩 갖다 주네. 와, 날씨가 진짜 너무 좋아. 완전 대박. 이렇게 좋을 수가 있나? 손 흔들어주니까 신나네. 와, 너무 예쁘다. 하늘이 너무 예뻐. 여기 가격.
가격.
여기서 살 수도 있으니까. Là-bas aussi.